السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. What an incredible honor it is for me to stand right before you today as your host for the World Football Summit in Riyadh 2025, the premier gathering of minds, innovators and leaders shaping the football industry across Saudi Arabia and beyond. My name is Mohammed, and I'm thrilled to welcome each and every one of you to one of this year's most extraordinary events. You can already feel the buzz of excitement as we prepare to dive deep into trends, technologies, and ideas that will redefine how we play, really, and watch and engage with the sport that we all love, and to take a look at its unique social impact and, of course, values. Over the next 2 days, this stage will host visionary speakers and thought-provoking panels. But this event isn't just about what happens on the stage. It's about the energy, it's about the synergy that comes from bringing together trailblazers from across the sporting ecosystem, from athletes, executives, to technologists and entrepreneurs. To our international guests, welcome to Riyadh, a vibrant city at the crossroads of tradition and modernity, and a true hub for innovation and culture in Asia. And to our local participants, thank you for showcasing why Riyadh and this region are leading the way in shaping the future of global sports. Before we dive in, let's take a moment to thank our sponsors and partners for the incredible work that has gone into this year's World Football Summit. Your support is what powers the stage and what fuels the conversations that we are about to have. So whether you're here to make new connections, whether you're here to showcase your solutions, or simply soak in the inspiration that we feel all around us, I encourage you to lean in, to listen, to fully engage, and to leave with a fresh perspective on what the future of this industry holds. With that, let's kick things off and get ready for a remarkable journey at this year's World Football Summit 2025 in Riyadh. And no better way than to start with welcoming the man who has put all of this together, the founder of the World Football Summit, Mr. Alessie. Please welcome him to the stage.
Excellencies, distinguished guests, partners, friends, welcome to Riyadh and welcome to the third edition of World Football Summit in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. It is truly a privilege to stand here today as we inaugurate what is set to be our largest summit in the Kingdom, a gathering that brings together more than 2,500 attendees from 83 countries. When we first came to Saudi Arabia in 2023, coinciding with the FIFA Club World Cup, we launched our first edition in Jeddah and welcomed over 1,400 participants. We knew then that we were entering a nation with extraordinary potential. Last year in Riyadh, we gathered 2,000 leaders, and today, as we celebrate this new milestone, one fact remains remarkable. Over half of the people attending travel from abroad, many of them for the first time. This tells us something very powerful. The world is looking at Saudi Arabia not only as a rising force in football, but as a global platform for innovation, investment, and long-term vision. Tomorrow, we also celebrate 1-year anniversary of Saudi Arabia being awarded the hosting rights for the 2034 FIFA World Cup. A milestone that reflects the kingdom's strength and ambition. This transformation is the result of the work of key institutions who will be with us over these 2 days. The Ministry of Sports, the Saudi Arabian Football Federation, the Saudi Pro League, which is our institutional partner, and all of its clubs, as well as the Majed Academy. Their leadership is positioning the kingdom at the forefront of the global football industry. We're also honored to welcome an extraordinary international delegation. La Liga, Bundesliga, Serie A, Liga Portugal, the J-League, together with leading global companies in our industry, including Amazon, Microsoft, Google, TikTok, Atos, Globant, to name just a few. I also want to take a moment to express our gratitude to the 91 partners who have decided to support this project. Without your trust, without your commitment, and your belief in what we are building, none of this would be possible. And there is something else that makes this gathering special. In a world increasingly shaped and sometimes divided by technology, the act of traveling, meeting in person, and discovering new cultures has never been more important. Events like this remind us that real progress happens when people sit together, exchange ideas face to face, understand one another, and build relationships that go beyond business. This is how partnerships are born. And this is why we believe so deeply in what World Football Summit is doing. On a more personal note, for World Football Summit and for me personally, Saudi Arabia has come to represent far more than a work destination. Over the past 3 years, it has really become a second home, a place of learning and friendship. I am very grateful for the trust and support we have received and proud to call this my second home. Who knows, perhaps it might even become my first. And it might well be through Majed AlAli. A dear Saudi friend who has now become the exclusive local partner of World Football Summit in the Kingdom, working hand in hand for us for the growth of WFS and Saudi football. Together, we will soon be opening up a local office in Riyadh, most probably right here in Misk City, which leads me to my final recognition. Special thank you to Misk City, who are hosting us over these 2 days and with whom WFS has proudly signed a long-term partnership. Thank you all for being in this project and for being here with us. And shukran, Saudi Arabia, for hosting us with such generosity. Thank you.
Thank you, Ian, for those lovely words. I remember the first edition that took place in Jeddah 2 years ago, and I remember last year's in Kaft, and now I'm looking at how far the event has come, and it truly is an amazing story of how World Football Summit has grown in Saudi Arabia. The next guest is a dear friend of mine, someone who I'm very proud of. He's the founder of MA Sports. Please welcome Majed AlAli to the stage.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, friends, colleagues. Welcome to Riyadh. Welcome to the World Football Summit. Before we begin, I want to express my sincere appreciation to the leadership of Saudi Arabia, in particular to the Ministry of Sports and His Royal Highness Prince Abdulaziz bin Turki Al Faisal, whose leadership has helped shape the sport ecosystem that we are all part of today. I also want to thank our sponsors and our partners for their support, all 91 of them, and to extend my gratitude to my partners, Alessie and Marianne Otamendi, who have been really the driving force behind this brand and developing it from its inception as an idea to the great platform that it is today. And lastly, I'd like to thank those behind the scenes, the entire team of the World Football Summit who have worked tirelessly to bring this great gathering to life. Thank you very much. There's a line that I often return to when I think of moments like this. Progress begins when people who would never normally meet decide to sit in the same room. If you look around today, that is exactly what's happening. We have executives, investors, athletes, storytellers, federations, technologists, all here with different experiences, different ambitions, different questions, yet all here with one shared purpose. It's to understand where football is headed and to help in shaping that direction. For me, what makes this summit meaningful is not its stage or its scale or even its global reach. It's the conversations that happen when the lights are not on. It's the unexpected discussions, the ideas exchanged between sessions, the introductions that shift someone's perspective or unlock a certain collaboration. That is the real value of a platform like this. Football today, it's going through one of the most transformative periods in its history. How fans engage, how talent is developed, how stories are told, how investment flows, how technology influences literally every corner of our game. And these changes, they are not just abstract trends, they are real forces that every person in this room feels in their work. And Riyadh has become one of those places where those forces converge, where they accelerate and they take on new shape. Recently, I read a survey that showed that 60%, more than 60% of Saudi citizens consider themselves devoted football fans. That alone tells you everything about how deeply the game is rooted here. And that's another reason why the World Football Summit fits in Saudi Arabia so naturally as the flagship event. Because the change happening here is not an idea on a piece of paper, it's happening in front of us. We can see it and we can most definitely feel it. But the summit is not about celebrating ambition for its own sake. It's about asking better questions, it's about understanding what responsible growth looks like, what meaningful investment looks like, what role each of us play in trying to build an ecosystem that is competitive, global, and genuinely impactful. As the World Football Summit's local partner here in Saudi Arabia, I see firsthand how powerful these dialogues can be. Not because they create headlines, but because they create alignment. Because they bring people together who care deeply about the game and who understand that football today, it's bigger than any league, it's bigger than any federation or any project. And its direction, it's shaped by all of us. So, over the next 2 days, I encourage you all to participate fully, challenge what you hear, share what you know, ask the questions that no one else is asking, allow yourself to maybe connect with someone whom you did not expect to meet. If all of us do this, I promise, the impact of the summit will extend far beyond Riyadh, far beyond these 2 days. Thank you for being here. Thank you for contributing to this moment. I wish you all an inspiring and productive World Football Summit. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Majed AlAli, founder of MA Sports in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Next, I would like to introduce the CEO of Prince Mohammed bin Salman Nonprofit City. Please put your hands together for Mr. David Henry.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Misk City. Great to have you here in Malfa Hall. It's a place where we come to connect, share and build what's next. And only a few weeks ago we had what we call the Davos for Youth. We had about 7,000 to 8,000 young people from around the world come together and talk about the challenges that we face in the world. The city was a vision of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince, and it was to create an ecosystem for the youth of Saudi, to empower them, to introduce them to the world and become global citizens. And I think it was a story that started 7 years ago. So Misk City today, in about 4 weeks' time, will be 7 years old. And as we move towards the 2034 World Cup, we're entering a very exciting chapter. One that's about well-being, it's about talent, it's about innovation, particularly in the city, and it's part of our national story. Part of that story came from His Royal Highness's vision to have a football academy. So Riyadh schools, campuses that opened about 3 months ago now have a young football academy about talent identification. The city already has 5 football pitches, and you would expect His Royal Highness to be extremely happy that the World Football Summit is being held in his city. Can I thank Jan and Majed for taking on the challenge to have this event in the city. I think it'll be a success. I look forward to a long-term relationship, and I think it's the early stages as we develop a city about innovation, sport, in particular the most popular sport in the kingdom being football. We're seeing sports tech turn up, we're seeing a whole lot of different people. So it's wonderful to see a great participation in foreign people, international travellers. Let's hope you come back next year, and I wish you all the best for the next 2 days. Thank you very much for coming to the city.
Thank you very much, Mr. David Henry, CEO of Prince Mohammed bin Salman Non-Profit City. Now gracing us with her presence, someone who will declare World Football Summit Riyadh 2025 is officially open. Please put your hands together for Miss Lamia Bahaian.
Good morning, everyone. Esteemed guests, colleagues, and my dear friends. Welcome to Saudi Arabia, a nation that is bringing all people together through the power of football. To Jan and the whole team behind this, thank you very much for all the hard work and for bringing this event back to Saudi. To the panelists and the whole speakers joining us from Saudi and joining us from all around the world, we are very excited to have you. Thank you for being here. And we look forward for great discussions and valuable insights. So as we gather here today, we are reminded of football's unique ability to unite us all across borders, cultures, languages, and so on. Just a year ago, Saudi Arabia was awarded the honor to host the 2034 World Cup. Our promise back then was very simple and very clear. We want to grow the game. We want to grow people and grow connections together. Everything we have done until this moment in the whole ecosystem has been guided by that promise. This past year alone shows what is possible when our football ecosystems worked with shared ambitions. For the first time in our history, at the same calendar year, the under-17, under-20, and the senior national team qualified for the World Cup. And this is a massive achievement. This reflects a real alignment across our pathways, our communities, and it shows that our long-term investment is delivering results. Furthermore, our domestic game continues to rise. We are extremely proud of SPL growth at this most competitive and commercially impactful league in Asia, and even growing and moving forward at a great pace to be positioned in the top 5 leagues around the world. And today we have Umar Magharbal with us, who will elaborate more on this progress. Now, behind these achievements is a growing movement in our cities, in our schools, in our communities, where boys and girls are playing football more than ever. So when we talk about the ecosystem, we talk about the development and the growth, we need to acknowledge the fastest growing parts of our ecosystem, which is women's football. We now operate under the federation 9 competitions for girls and women. And this year, our senior national team and under-20 and under-17 national team competed for the first time ever in the Asian qualification. Across all age groups, our national teams are evolving, competing regularly, and gaining the experience needed to accelerate their development. Domestically, we do have great competition for women, but we need to talk about the Women's Premier League. It's bringing people all over the world It's becoming a hub to all international players. Players are getting from Real Madrid and Juventus all to our league. We have more than 20 nationalities in our league representing the Women's Premier League, and they all played for their national teams in the recent World Cup. Our matches are all broadcasted live. Young girls can now see the game, connect with it, and imagine their place in the future. So women's football in Saudi Arabia is building real momentum with structure, opportunity, and belief. So what's important is the progress is never built alone. We are not moving forward in isolation. Our growth is powered by working closely with other federations and entities. We learn from the best global practices, we bring international expertise into our programs, and we share our own experience with others. It is a core. Football grows stronger when we learn from each other. So as we look forward to the FIFA World Cup 2034, our ambitions goes far beyond hosting a tournament. We aim to build connections as we promised, to elevate the standards, and contribute meaningfully to the global game. We want Saudi Arabia to be seen as a place where ideas grow, where collaboration thrives, and where football moves forward with shared purposes. So I hope you enjoy this summit, and I encourage you all to connect with one another. And most importantly, please find time to go around and explore Riyadh, our beautiful city. Thank you very much for your time.